I think everybody out there has those moments where they're not strong there mentally to be able to achieve or to do what they want to be doing in certain times. I often have these moments where I feel like, I won't be good enough to do a certain thing or to be able to achieve a certain level of success, and it's often these voices in your head just telling you or trying to make you believe that you're not good enough to do something. And we often believe this, and I think this is caused by society. You have people around you, friends, family members, friends of family members that tell you that you're not good enough, or not necessarily, they don't tell you in specific to your face you're not good enough, but it's in general whenever they're talking about other people, their own kids, their own family members, whenever it's about someone trying to do something that's bigger than themselves or their own little group of people that they know, it's just consistently putting people down. I have a family friend who's getting into acting, and literally everything people say behind his back is all negative. It's like, why is he doing this? He has no possibility of becoming anybody big. It's just not possible, because in their own mind and in their own body, they were never able to achieve something of that, even remotely close to that level. So they just automatically assume that everybody else doesn't have that ability and that no one can do it. And often it's just not true. If everyone goes in with that mindset, that's why 99.9% of people never achieve anything greater than their average job. I'm not saying it's not great. I don't want to discredit the average person working, because that's literally what I'm doing right now. I'm literally a full-time worker, and but something like that they've always dreamed of doing, being a high-level athlete, being an actor, like I was just describing, even modern day people becoming YouTubers. Personally, me, I don't want to become a YouTuber, but I like to use YouTube as a source to talk about things regardless, and just spread information more than anything, to talk about certain things that a lot of people discuss, and it's always good to hear people's opinions about. But the key things, I think, towards building this mindset, because even myself, I don't have that winning mindset yet. I feel like I'm definitely on the road to building that strong mental game, but it's a long process, and it takes months of repetition, repeating consistent acts towards doing something greater. So going to the gym, doing well in your job, even meditating, if you just repeat these activities daily, it gives you some confidence that you're able to do something that you generally thought you weren't able to do this consistently. And having the consistency makes you believe you're able to do something. I think one big aspect is definitely journaling is a big one that people should definitely implement. I know most people just sleep on it, and most people hear that and just close off the video. But ultimately, unless you are super successful, why are you going to discredit something like that? Why are you just going to automatically say nah, I wouldn't do that, that's fucking weird, that's for pussies? Just try it. Simply just try it. Give it a go. You never know until you're doing it consistently. Try it for 2 or 3 months. Do it every single day, and you'll notice actual significant impacts of just writing out what's on your mind. Write it down. Whenever you have a moment where you're sitting there and you're thinking oh, I'm not good enough to achieve this certain activity, just simply write 2 columns, pros or cons, or why I won't be able to achieve this and why I will be able to achieve this. Even write down what would happen if I did achieve this, how would my life change, and write down another thing, what are the negatives that will occur in my life if I strive for this goal, because ultimately, even if you fail trying to achieve this sort of goal or dream or objective in your life, you'll still learn and develop like skills that will help you in other aspects of your life along the way. So ultimately it's about just being consistent. Consistency is the ultimate thing in terms of having a winning mindset. And that's something that I'm willing to achieve eventually. You can't let yourself get complacent and skip certain things. Like, even for myself, like recently I haven't been journaling as consistently as I was probably 4 months ago, and I wasn't meditating as consistently as I was 4 months ago. And I've noticed like a big change in my mental ability, and it's definitely gone down. I haven't been as confident in terms of getting where I want to be. And that's why you have to sit and reflect, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm sitting and I'm trying to reflect on what I've done wrong, what I need to do going forward. Ultimately, like, removing social media use definitely makes you feel a lot more confident and a lot better mentally overall. Like, recently in the last 2 months, I would say I picked back up a little bit of social media use, like probably like 30 minutes to an hour a day. Yeah, probably 30 minutes, an hour on the weekends, I would say. And man, it just makes you feel like crap. I'm not gonna lie, it just makes you feel like crap. You absolutely gain nothing apart from like 30 minutes of like, oh yeah, you're enjoying it, but then you reap all the negatives after, when you're sitting there like trying to get stuff done that you needed to get done, and you're like, why did I waste all my time doing that? I feel like there are better ways to get enjoyment or fulfillment than social media. I feel like sitting on Netflix and watching like a show or a series is 10 times better for you than watching like reels or TikToks or just anything on Facebook. It's just, even a series gives you some bit of fulfillment, and it's somewhat I would say it's a lot better for your brain mentally, because TikToks and reels, it's just all about like something new. I need a new reel with a new thing. It just lowers your attention span. It makes you not be able to focus on certain things, and I believe that it's not good. So if you want to be strong mentally, if you want to build that mindset of like trying to be successful, like I would definitely start off with that sort of stuff, removing social media, meditating, journaling. Like, people know this stuff, but they just don't believe it. A lot of people, like, if I talk to the average person, they will just laugh. They will laugh at me if I say to do any of that sort of stuff, and that's fair. Like, before I would have laughed at that too, but in reality, anyone who's tried it or done it for weeks or months knows that it works, and knows that it's actually like, there are positive effects on your life if you are able to do this stuff consistently. And it can be hard, being bored. People are scared of being bored, literally. That's why everybody plays videos before they sleep, because mentally in their head they can't be bored, otherwise their mind scatters. It scatters around everywhere. They start thinking about bad things, and they can't handle it. They're just too weak. And all you can do is try to get better if you want to. If you don't want to get better and you're fine with your life, then that's perfectly fine. For me, I'm not just fully content with my job. Like, I couldn't see myself doing this work for 40 years. It's a very physical job, and I like focusing on the gym heavily. And for me to be able to go to the next level on my gym journey, I would definitely have to sort of cut down on my work full time to be able to like pursue it consistently and try to achieve high level results. Because if you work out too hard while you're also doing a physical job, like, that's how injuries occur, right? And you don't want that. That's worse than having slow gains. It's worse than having no gains for periods of time, because you could be off for 5 months and you could lose all your bloody gains. And is it worth it then? Ultimately, no. That's why you have to be safe. And ultimately all this stuff comes down to mindset and building that winner mindset. And I think everybody should strive to achieve that. You know, everybody's got goals. You can't tell me you don't have some dream that you've always wanted to achieve. And, you know, imagine your life right now if you just work solely towards achieving that dream. Your life will be fulfilled and you'll just ultimately be happy forever, you know.